thank you to all the amazing listeners out there. On behalf of the Reef Podcast, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for our future mentions on the new episode. Have a great day.
Oh my God, we are back. Welcome everybody to the Reef Podcast. I'm your host, LuisIpa, joined here by, the one and only, Kratos himself. And we got
How you doing,
Liam.
Sharky?
I'm being well. We got our amazing guest here with us today from all the way in Lithuania. Please welcome Fluxo Games. How you doing?
Hey, I'm Ritis. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us here. I'm glad everything went smoothly. No mics muted. No, nothing like that. No issues this time. I think it actually went perfectly. Everything's sounding perfect. I want to thank everybody that actually came and hype up the chat on Twitch right now. We are actually on Twitch, Kick on YouTube, and YouTube as well. Later on, we're going to be available on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart Radio, and all your favorite platforms. I want to give a personal shout out for Fluxo Games also as well for coming in and actually supporting our podcast, because if it wasn't for guys like indie game developers, we would not have like really fun and unique games. So give us a little introduction about yourself and what actually got you into video games.
Well, thank you for having us, LuisIpa. And it's a pleasure being here. Actually, what got me into video games, it's because my father used to have like side business, side gig, like collecting old computers and making new. And when I was a kid, I just found a new world, new opportunities, playing actually before Windows on DOS. So yeah, that got me into gaming. Later on, StarCraft, Warcraft, any kind of games. It was really interesting time growing up with games, and it always had a special place in my heart. That's why I always wanted to create games.
That's awesome. So you've been playing games for quite a bit, right? Like, you've been since you were a kid, or do you start at like a later age? Because all of us here actually grew up playing games, but I don't know, like some people actually like, we had an indie game developer before that he was not an actual gamer. He actually started being a lawyer, and then basically he decided to go into game developing. So were you a gamer as a kid, or did you actually grew into liking games later on?
No, I started when I was like 5 years old, and I don't know, like really early days of my life, like when I was 7, 8. My father introduced also like Heroes, Might and Magic with my neighbors. We used to do LAN parties and play StarCraft with his father and friends, like way older people than you, and you like kid playing against them and sometimes winning. It was really awesome time to live
Gotcha.
in.
Gotcha. So the game that you guys have coming out, if I'm not mistaken, is actually Book Smuggler. So tell us a little bit about Book Smuggler and what is like, what is the expectation with this?
Well, it has a little bit old school vibe, like choose your own type of adventure. When you have different type of choices and can get like different type of outcomes. For example, you get an event in the game and you have three choices, and each choice has like three different outcomes. So even some media uh, mentioned that it has some similarities with um, what was that game? Uh, Citizen Sleeper. So
Got
Citizen Sleeper. So that wasn't an intention. It just got like that. We were creating, trying different kind of mechanics, having fun, struggling from time to time. But yeah, that's more about mechanic parts. And if we're talking about like story part, we based it on one of unique period in history, because well, I never heard about smuggling bugs in any other countries. So we took that period from our history and thought that could be quite interesting.
awesome. So my co-host here has a question that he's been meaning to ask, so I'm gonna let him actually take this question. So go ahead, Nightmare.
Yes. So is the game based more historical or is it more fictionalized with that?
Well, uh, I can make a little bit longer answer. So we had the same question when we were creating the game, and I watched a few like live talks during different conferences, talking with other devs. So actually, going fully historical is not worth it. So we based a lot of on the historical part. We also had some consultations with historical institute here in Lithuania with like doctorates. And but at the end, we didn't want to kill like the joy if you have something more fun mechanic or a more fictional like story that could have happened, but you don't have anything to base it on. So it's a myth. It's based on true events, but more like to have a good feeling from that period.
All right. So, if I'm not mistaken, like from what the little research that we did, like on on your company on Fluxo Studios, is you guys have done a lot of different like work in different areas. And one that really caught my eye was Avatar: The Last Airbender. I saw that there. I was like, wait a minute, what influence did you guys have on that? Because I was a kid watching this, and this show was amazing. It was phenomenal. I loved it. I loved Korra, but I mean, of course, the original Avatar, best of all time.
Yeah.
So, what influence did you guys have with that?
Well, actually that was like a chain of different outsourcing studios doing different parts. So we had pleasure working on this IP, which is amazing. I'm still loving it. We did some cutscene animations with Adobe After Effects. We had like a animator team, especially for that project, and actually we worked on that. We probably digged in a bit deeper and saw that the game didn't perform. Well, we were expecting that because we weren't like responsible for other stuff because that studio that makes those games isn't that good with reviews, let's say. And we saw IGN review, which mentioned like, well, the cutscenes looks nice, and we were, yeah, we made it.
That's awesome. So, Nightmare, what you got here?
What would you say is the more difficult process, creating your own game or working on a game somebody else is designing?
That's a really good question. I wasn't expecting that. Well, both have like different type of challenges. With your own game, you are responsible on your own, so you can have more freedom, but you can go really bad if you don't hit the target, if your audience don't like it, if the performances looks bad with the working for others, helping others to like co-dev or doing some part of it, it's a bit easier because you are locked in some way. You have like certain criteria that you need to reach. And after you reach here, you get paid and the project is done. So it gives some experience. I always love to working with other devs, but yeah, you just lose some freedom for experience and money.
That's actually interesting to know. So, what is a game that you actually grew up on that actually you had a passion for? Like, what was like one game that you actually took inspiration to making you start making games?
I don't know if it's like one game. Actually, like if I was younger than I was a kid, Blizzard North was the thing. Every game that they were released, it was great, polished, fun, hard, interesting. All the series these days, it's put it lightly, it's shit. So besides that, later on, there were some interesting narrative games, even like the early Telltale games, Wolf Among Us, Walking Dead. Also, Mass Effect has a lot of inspiration for me, like how good you can mix RPG and FPS and also story space opera type of thing. So those are probably the most memorable games.
That's awesome.
Speaking of Telltale games, have you ever played any of their games and all of a sudden think maybe I could do this a little better, or maybe they should have went this way with the direction? Have you ever had like a director's chair moment in which going, I could probably fix that. I could probably make that better. I could probably improve on there.
On their like weaker titles, yes. On those who got you deep as a gamer, probably not so much. Well, maybe even sometimes even on good ones. So yeah, you're right. Sometimes I had that director moment that I could push to the other side.
Now, this is a question that I always had, like, for developers. I mean, not just indie game developers, but game developers in general. What do you guys see making video games as an art, like as an art that you actually do, or do you see it just as a like a normal job? Like, I know some people, like, they say, hey, it's just a
Like
normal.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of time to think about that as well. So I started from the art perspective. I spent a few years working more on the art side, and later started getting projects, getting hiring employees. Started thinking more about business because you feel responsible for other people, for their household, that we get like their paycheck on time and everything. So I started for like passion art, but as owner and CEO of the studio, you feel responsible for people. So then you prioritize the people because they are the most important. They are the talent and they can do amazing things. Because to do everything alone, well, you need to have a lot of passion, time, and talent.
I
I
mean,
don't
look.
think I have it.
I mean, look at what's his name? The people that made Stardew Valley. That was one guy that
Yeah,
started that, and he
Con-
literally.
Undertale.
Concerned ape.
It's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, a lot of games.
yeah, a lot of games that's just one person. But I see Nightmare here is like ready to ask a question. He's already eager to ask one, so I'm gonna let him have the mic again.
What would you say is the biggest influence on book smugglers for just game wise, not necessarily historical wise, but game wise? What do you think is the biggest influence?
To start doing it,
Just what would you say is like what you modeled it after?
resistance probably. Resistance to wanting to having freedom and what it means to be a nation when you don't have your borders, when you're occupied, and you just want to have your language. Well, imagine if you one day you couldn't speak English, you couldn't write English, you need to speak another language, Chinese, Russian, whatever. So you still want to do that. You still want to have your language, your like all mentality, all community. So yeah, and that got me thinking. Well, when in Europe the war started with Ukraine and Russia. So yeah, we're not that far.
Yeah, it must be. I know it's really tough out there, like, to do a lot of things, but I'm glad that you guys are still, like, pushing your games through, and we appreciate you guys actually always taking the time to make games like this, because I personally see video games as myself, like me playing myself. I mean, every time I play a character, I visualize that's me, and sometimes I actually take games like so deep in me that literally, like, I get so into it that it relaxes me. Games actually are like a stress reliever to me. I know some people may think otherwise. They might actually think like, oh, I just do it because I play video games. For me, it's just a stress reliever, like, to unwind from a long day at work and just relax.
Such games like
Actually, I
that,
can really relate.
Hmm.
yeah, such games like that can be really impactful in your life. Very impactful.
All right. So if you guys want, I'm actually gonna be showing the trailer for our upcoming game, Book Smugglers, and then after that, we're actually gonna keep asking a couple more questions, and then we're actually gonna like take a couple of things from the community. I mean, I know we had a couple people hyped up the chat. We appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate everybody that actually worked on this game. And don't forget to wishlist this game on Steam. The link will be on the description below on YouTube, and then following later, it'll be on Spotify and all the platforms. So without further ado, I'm gonna show the trailer and hope you guys enjoy. All right, that was Book Smugglers. Do you guys have a release date for the game yet?
Actually, recently we were thinking about it, and we didn't want to delay too much, but also holiday season coming, and it's really swamped. And January is not good month for release, so we leaning over February, like mid-February, February 16.
February 16th. That's
So
actually so it's like 2 days after Valentine's Day in the US.
yeah, and actually it has some more impactful thing for Lithuania. It's our Independence Day. So
I got. Oh, that's interesting to know. That's awesome. So
yeah.
so if you actually could meet like I know like indie game developers like do you guys associate with a lot of AAA developers to actually get advice or get like any like help or anything like that, or how does it work?
Well, most of the time we participated once in the accelerator here in Lithuania. So we noticed that for some parts the gap is way too big. For example, project management, when we used to like hundreds of people and your team is like 10, it's really different gaps. So some of them managed to still give some advice and yeah, share some information that you probably as indie wouldn't know that much. So it can be helpful, but most of the times, what it helps the most is those researchers or other indies share their data, their some kind of notices that what works and what doesn't these days, because the market in game dev is moving really. It's crazy. Every year we have more and more games, so it's like more competition and the expectations of gamers.
So what do you guys actually ever consider getting voice actors to be part of your games in the future?
Yeah, consider for future and for some parts in the game. We are already as one friend who's like amateur voice actor to do some like cutscenes, some little parts. We will see how much we will have in the final version, but I think at least a little we will have it already. And for a future, definitely we would love to have more voice actors to work with them. It always depends on that budget and scale and what is your like main USPs for that.
Now, what if you have people that actually want to volunteer and just be like, "Hey, I don't have to worry about getting paid. I just want to put a role, like put my role in there, and like just be part of it." Like,
We would consider it, of course. Yeah,
okay, so
we
you
always can talk if they have like talent and normal mic, because that's really important.
mhm.
We can do it.
That's awesome. Because over here,
Eh,
the guy next to me, I mean, he's been wanting to be voice actor, so he's been wanting to be like part of the game. I mean, it's always fun because I mean, you feel awkward when you hear yourself in the game, but at the same time, you
yeah,
feel you're actually satisfied. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm actually part of a game now, and it's always a
yeah,
great
you made
feeling.
an impact.
But okay, so Lyrian, you look like you're actually jumping of joy to ask a question, so I'll let you have the mic on this one.
I actually have a question. When it comes to working with, let's say, other people from other areas, well, other countries, has there ever been any moments of culture shock when regarding video game development?
Well, we haven't worked with way too far countries like other side of the globe,
Mm,
Asia. We are in contact with them, but on terms of like game development, we haven't had any projects. Talking for like Western countries, the gaps are huge. I heard just some stories about uh, southern countries. Some people don't like to be on time and stuff like that, which is
right.
sort of from other companies. For us, well, we work with some Ukrainians, so sometimes goals or some schedules will get interrupted because of sirens. We need to go.
Man, so does it actually take a long time to make games? Even though if it's an indie game, does it actually is it a long process you think, or you think like it's just like because I know AAA games they sometimes they do take a while. Some companies actually just copy and paste what they had last year and they want to do the same thing every year. But I mean, for you guys, for indie game developers, I must imagine like it takes a few months or maybe even years to make one, and then just the impact that you guys do. Because one thing I notice about indie game developers, you guys actually listen to the fan base. You guys actually see all the feedback that you get, see everything. While huge AAA companies, it's hard for them to see everything because there's so many people that expect so much, but it's hard to keep up with all that. I mean, how do you handle pressure like that when a lot of people are
Well,
commenting?
No Man's Sky managed to do it, and they have really huge games. So I think it's possible even for like double companies. But besides that, well, with indies, when you start, you don't have a huge base. You have like few fans, a few people who sometimes more active. You talk to them. You get try to get more reviews, or more feedback during any kind of events like game dev conferences or Comic Con type of events. Go there, you talk to people, you get some good, bad feedback, what could be better, and yeah, that's that real contact, real connection that helps and inspires you to develop. And taking the time, I think someone posted the median on the internet. So, like average for video games, like 2 3 years, something like that, if I'm correct. And yeah, we noticed that most of the time it takes that, especially if you don't have like good revenue source or strong publishers behind your back. You get delayed because you need to survive as an indie developer one way or another. That's why we do some work for hire, co-dev, or outsourcing.
Gotcha. So I mean, I think so. The best way to actually be a successful developer would be to actually do a lot of promotion, a lot of marketing. Just be ready, like to what happens, because I mean, it's always a roller coaster. Like no matter what, because you don't know if you're gonna appeal everybody or if you're not gonna appeal everybody. So it's always
Yes.
it's always tough out there. I mean, for a lot of companies, not just like, indie game developers. I mean, if you release something that's not like, successful, you have to actually go back to it and be like, you know what, let's work on it, work on these things and make it more appealing for everybody.
Yes, you're completely right. And most of the indie dev companies fail. Most of the first games fail, and it's like normal statistics, which is sad. And also, indie devs like to forget that they also need to do marketing, which is like sometimes maybe half of the work because it's not easy.
Gotcha. That's awesome, though. I mean, the fact that I give props to everybody. I mean, everybody doesn't give in developing because you guys work hard. You guys work harder than anybody I know. So props to indie game developers for doing that, for making us actually enjoy like the little games that actually are super fun to enjoy. And basically, like, some people think like, oh, well, they're only a short little game. I'm like, yeah, they may be a short little game, but it's actually something enjoyable. It's not something that's repetitive every single time. So, Lyrian, you look like you're jumping of joy. So you got something coming up. So what you got?
Oh no, I'm just having. I'm having a. Uh, Never mind. Little technical difficulty.
Oh yeah, no
It's all
worries.
good.
Yeah, but it looks like we actually have a community question here from Rival Lobster, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, we do from Twitch. Is Books Smuggler a solo game or will it be part of a series of games?
That's a good question. It will depend on you guys. uh, we'll see in the future. We don't have a second part in development, and we don't have a design document for that. We never say no, but for the future, we're still thinking in our future games to have like narrative feeling, maybe a little bit more mechanical parts, uh, and to find the sweet spot for you guys to have a good time. So yeah, stay tuned for after Book Smugglers for our new games.
Yeah, make sure Rival Lobster, if you're watching on YouTube as well, make sure you go to Steam and wishlist the game because we have the link for it on
Yes.
Steam. It's always like, fun to actually support indie game developers, especially like, with everything going on right now all over. I mean, there's a lot of like, inflation going everywhere. It's not just in the US, but it's everywhere.
It's a crazy world.
But basically, like, the only thing we can do is just enjoy games, have fun while we at it, and just enjoy life in general. But
Yeah. So I do have a question. What would be your approach to brainstorming a narrative for a game?
Sometimes, well, we always try to involve the whole team, so anyone can come up with idea and just play, see how it plays out. To do like
Right.
little exercises, little games out of it, how that would look. And well, we killed a lot of ideas. We made some design documents for some ideas, but didn't got to the development part. We did a lot of mood boards. So it's a lot of layers of the process, but it's more about us and the players if they will like what we will do in the future. So we're thinking about the players this time because when we started, we were more thinking about if we would like the game, but actually it's more about them. So you need to listen, not to become like those AAA companies that LuisIpa mentioned.
Yeah. Speaking of ideas in that question, has there ever been an idea that was brought up that was like, this is amazing, this will be the best idea, but trying to implement it could possibly be a huger risk than you think. Has there ever been a moment like that in your brainstorming ideas?
There were some ideas that require way more hands, and we don't have that, so it's not liable for us to do it. It's not possible unless we would have like unlimited time and unlimited money, then we could. Besides that, we try to still stick in our scale in indie scale, because sometimes brainstorming you can get to like A or double A, which I think we'll do in somewhere in the future, but not today.
That was some good questions, Lirian. Proud of you. Let me give you an applause here.
I'm always curious when it comes to game development. I
Hey,
have several
I
ideas.
have a question for Nightmare.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, LuisIpa mentioned that you want to be a voice actor, and I'm curious, can you do like one-liner from your favorite game?
Oh,
I don't think I can do it on here.
He got you roasted here,
He
man.
does. I don't think I'm allowed to do it in the podcast, though.
He's turning red.
Outed. Outed.
He's turning red.
No, because it's Duke Nukem.
Oh, never mind.
I don't think I'm allowed to do it in the podcast.
It's about chewing gum, I guess.
Yes.
Hey, by all means,
Yeah,
I mean, if you wanted to, Nightmare, I allow it, because I mean it's an 18+ podcast, so.
No, I'm good. Not today.
We ain't risking it.
Not today.
What is that saying? Not risking for the biscuit.
Yeah, that Popeye's biscuit.
Oh my goodness, but no, I mean it's always fun to like interact with game developers, especially like when you actually have a conversation. A lot of people think like when we interview people, like they think, oh my gosh, they're interviewing these people because they're game developers. No, dude, we interview people here because we seem like that they deserve that interview. And every time we try to get indie game developers, it's super fun because you get to know so much background from them, what got them into making games. There's so much behind it that people don't know. They don't know the behind the scenes of how hard it is to work on a game. And it's always a fun time here because not only do we interview those, but we interview like indie musicians, we interview directors, voice actors. We interview everybody. I mean, for me to start this, I've been doing this for 5 years now, and sometimes we get people that have like that they're content creators and they barely have like 25 followers, 30 followers. We don't care about the number. Just come on in, get an interview, and talk with us. Because at the end of the day, you're just human. You're just a human being. You're not like just because like this person has so many followers doesn't mean that we deem you not worthy. We basically value everybody that comes here, no matter who it is.
It's
So-
especially interesting given that you're from Lithuania, which is an area that I think all of us in this podcast are not really that familiar with.
I mean,
Yeah, it is flatlands.
but the fact that
Actually,
the fact that like that they have game developers like in the small countries, it's praise, man. It's like a lot of praise because sometimes like we get listeners. I mean, our top listeners, believe it or not, smugglers, we literally have people that actually listen all the way from Singapore.
oh, nice.
Yeah, so sometimes we get people from there. We have one listener, and if he's listening to this right now, I swear to God, I always mention this. If you're out there listening from Madagascar, I need to know who you are. We have one person. I kid you not, smugglers. We have one person from Madagascar listening to our podcast.
We gotta
We
get
didn't
those
even know
numbers
they
up in
had
Madagascar.
internet there.
We gotta get those numbers up in Madagascar.
We don't know who it is, but whoever that person, whenever I find out who that person is, I'm sending a shirt, I'm sending a jacket, I'm sending a lot of stuff because I'm like, dude, praise to you for listening in a small little island in the middle of the ocean. Like, that's insanity. So props to you for being the devoted listener there. And if we ever get more than one, then I'll be like, okay, you probably told like your little, like your
Your
community,
friends.
your friends and community, which is amazing. I mean, that's what I said. I mean, we get listeners from all over the world now. Like we're basically worldwide now. And for a time being, we were actually number 10 in the US for podcast. So we're trying to
Oh wow.
actually, so for now, like, we're trying to climb up there again. But we do it for fun. We don't do it like for like to get recognized. We do it because we love to talk to people. And that's the important thing. That's always the fun part.
Returning to Goblin and Flexa Studios for a minute, what do you think is the most well, not intriguing, most interested art style when it comes to game development for most likely you personally?
Oh damn. There's actually, before I got into video games, I didn't look like that way, how it can be creator. When I got in, start working with artists, I noticed there are so many different amazing art styles. What comes with game design from the art style, I think the most interesting for me probably comes from Japan. Persona, they've done amazing work, in different kind of form, shapes, colors. It has a lot of inspiration in it. Even besides that, there are a lot of good different type of art styles that just works, just looks great.
And do you think art styles in particular to a game can be a make or break for someone wanting to get the game in particular?
It could be one of USPs for sure, like unique selling points. If you just love what you see, actually, I got one of the game because of art style and the setting probably. So it was probably Gord and GORD. The game wasn't that successful, but yeah, I loved the art style.
You have me definitely curious now.
Don't
You have
forget
me
to
definitely curious.
don't forget to wishlist it.
Yep.
Because you
I'm
never
gonna do.
because you never know, Nightmare might actually take part of a future game in the future.
He's trying, man.
We are waiting for it.
You need to send that little clip to him so that way he can hear it and be like, okay, we're putting something from him. But
You can use Discord. I don't care.
yeah. But I always wanted to get this guy to do indie game developing voice acting, and the fact that if he does get the chance to, that'll be phenomenal. That'll be amazing. But,
He has watched me just make up voices on the fly for some like Legend of Zelda and stuff like that. It's fun.
So
Maybe I should contact you whenever I do my video game.
oh, all right.
Are you planning?
Oh,
I currently have a brainstorming document.
That's a start.
Yeah.
That's a start.
I just suck at keeping tabs on all projects. Is all.
sometimes I even wonder myself, how do I keep up with all you guys of my staff, and how to keep up with like all the social media platforms we have.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I do have a question. When it comes to keeping up with projects, is there any special knowledge that you have that could help a lot of people out, possibly?
Well, keeping tabs on it, even like free software like Trello helps. I really like thinking of one of my good friends and senior devs in my team. He always says if you have like a huge chunk, like a whole project, you need to cut it into pieces. When the other pieces are too big, you also cut them to the smaller, like tasks. And when you have everything laid out, you have like a whole structure. You see how many hours that could make, or days or years. Yeah, that helps to get the scope to get the feeling. But there is also other idea to especially video games. If you have like written scripts, written game mechanics and stuff, and you do everything by the book, it's probably not going to be a good game, because you need to iterate, to give others to try to get feedback, and then fix it, improve it. It's like living
It's
project, living being.
yeah. It can't be stationary, it has to always be active.
Yeah,
That's actually incredible, man.
that's probably why some games are like 10 years in early access, I'm guessing.
I mean, look at Rockstar Games with GTA 6. It's taking 13 years to make that game.
Well, they took their time, those billions from GTA Online probably helped them,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I wanted to announce here that I'm gonna do an applause real quick, because I want to give a personal shout out to Rival Lobster. He officially said that he wishlists your game, Smugglers. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
That means a lot. And now we actually come to the fun segment that everyone loves. This is actually called I'm not gonna say the word, but I'm gonna change the word now. I'm gonna change it to "What the heck" questions. These questions don't have nothing to do with the interview. They have nothing to do with nothing. It's just like a random butt questions that don't make sense at all, that we always ask everybody just to make fun, like make not serious or anything. So basically, like, it's great, it's phenomenal. So I'm gonna let who started last time, Nightmare, you or me?
Don't remember.
I believe it was me, so it's your turn.
I think it was you. Okay. So, do you go camping?
Yes.
Do you prefer
Well, I
camping?
used to.
Do you prefer camping in a tent, or do you prefer like the glamping with the camper or cabin or something like that?
Well, I used to do a lot of camping with a tent, or even carrying your own gear, for like tens of or 100 kilometers.
Ooh, that's actually a very detailed answer for Nightmare.
But when I got older, I love comforts, but from time to time there's that itch to go out in the wild again. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Would you rather have the ability to breathe underwater or have the abilities of a cat?
Able to jump from the ninth store building and survive, stuff like that. See in the dark. Okay. How deep can I go if I can breathe underwater?
You can
Can I
actually
go like?
you can go as long as you want. There's no limit. There's no pressure, water pressure.
That's a hard one, but probably I still would take a cat.
Cat. Oh my gosh, that's actually new, huh, Nightmare?
That's a new one.
Yeah, that's a new one. We usually get
A lot
people.
of people think breathing underwater.
Yeah, because they want to go
Well,
all. They want to
But
go.
it's really dark, and I watch a lot of videos where scuba divers got stuck under the water in the caves. So maybe that's why.
Oh my goodness! All right, what you got, Nightmare?
Would you rather be invisible or be able to turn invisible at will, or would you rather be able to teleport at will?
Oh my goodness!
That's a hard one. Invisible. Probably teleporting would make more sense. But invisibility has like that part where can you do like corporate espionage stuff,
Mm,
like
right.
cyberpunk or whatever. But yeah, teleport.
I got one.
All right, what you got?
Of all the video game characters you came across, which one you don't want to be locked in a room with?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Damn, I didn't expect that one. Props to you.
Like, which one are you going to go, oh no, this is Saw?
Is it like the ones main characters or any kind of characters?
Any character.
Probably most of the characters from like Silent Hill.
Oh no!
Oh no, the new Silent Hill I think would be fairly interesting.
I would not want to get locked up with the Pyramid Head. Pyramid Head is evil.
Yeah, exactly.
No, nuh-uh.
Or imagine those, sexy nurses with the syringes.
A
And you
bobblehead
get like
nurses.
winner boner or something.
Oh my goodness. All right. What sort of terrain would you thrive the best in? The beach, the mountains, or the desert? Like, which one would you be comfortable, like, living in?
Living in.
The beach, the
Yeah,
mountains?
beach is the most, relaxing one.
All right. What you got, Nightmare?
I think this is my last one.
Oh, God.
I got one more.
Okay.
What is the scarier thought to you? Flying sharks, where they just fly through the air randomly, or tigers with the ability to swim and breathe underwater?
Oh, my Lord. You have to think for a second.
I don't know, like probably flying sharks sounds more scary, even it's probably less dangerous, maybe. But yeah, it actually could just flew through my window, here. So yeah, sharks.
All right, Leary.
And there aren't so many tigers any these days.
So, this is my final question. What comes to your mind when you hear the cooking term "smoke a fish"?
Like smoked fish or smoke a fish?
What comes to mind? Like, what comes to mind first?
My uncle?
That was unexpected. I was expecting you to say, "Hey, I'm just I'm smoking a fish, cooking a fish."
Well, he is a fisherman and he smokes his own fish. And
That's awesome. That's
Ah.
interesting. All right. So
Yeah.
here comes my final question, and this is the one that, oh my gosh, Nightmare.
We got them ready. We got them ready. I doubt I'm going to eat one, but we got them ready just in case.
So this is the thing with this question, smugglers. If you agree with what I actually say after you answer your version of this, my co-host here is gonna be actually eating a really spicy. What is it? A peanut?
No, they're Carolina Reaper almonds.
It's like an almond.
Oh, nice.
That's super spicy. And if you don't agree with me, he gets safe. Or if anybody in the community agrees with me, he has to actually.
That hasn't agreed before. That hasn't agreed before.
Yeah. Then basically, he has to eat one. But I think he should eat two this time. If no, if actually somebody says I agree with Luis. All right.
For
If
our
it's not
overseas,
somebody that hasn't agreed before, I'll do two.
for our overseas guests, it should be required.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So, do you eat cereal?
These days, not so much.
But you do, like sometimes, right?
Well, yeah, back in the day, I used to eat a lot of cereal.
Okay. Do you pour the milk first and then the cereal, or the cereal first and then the milk?
Milk first.
Milk first. Really?
Yeah, I'm a strange guy.
Yes!
And I even
I did not stage this, guys. He just said it. He said it by
I
himself.
agreed too. I agreed for.
I even warm it up.
Never heard of warming up milk before cereal. That's a new one.
Yeah. I know that some people consider it weird. Just the way I like it.
So,
Louis, I'm telling you, it's the same way. You get
Yep.
the cereal, you get the milk, then you put the bowl last.
see, I agree with smugglers. I put the milk first and then the cereal. So props to you, smugglers, for agreeing with me and actually being a normal human
Always.
being, not like these people over here that put the
No.
cereal. But no, I mean, this is the first, so somebody needs to actually clip that. So
I think I'm going to clip it later.
yeah, because
Oh,
that's definitely gonna
just
go
so I
into
can
our
breathe.
shorts. Yeah,
Woo!
but
Actually, my CTO is growing Carolina Reapers and kind of spicy things. So
Yeah, he actually.
I know the feeling.
I don't know how many he ate. I think he ate 2 or 3. I'm not sure.
2. I did
2.
2.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, that was too funny. That really made my day, Smuggler. So thank you for that, because at least somebody out of all the podcasts we've been having for 5 years actually agreed with me. Like, you're actually the first to agree with me.
Well, he
So-
needed to go to a small country in Baltic near the Baltic Sea to get the guy.
That's awesome.
And still, even in here, it's considered a weird part.
That's awesome. But we wanna what? Go ahead, Durian. Oh
It's
my
just human nature to put the cereal first.
If I would go with strawberries, then I would go strawberries first because you need to
Oh.
squash them or cut them. But with
You-
cereal, I don't know. Just
You had me. We had me
Yeah,
at strawberries
so
with
sweet.
cereal. That's actually sounds good. That's actually sound good.
Cereal with strawberries.
Cause-
That sounds delicious. Actually.
Yeah.
even without cereal, you can add honey or some sugar.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with adding the honey or sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
I'm
guys.
currently waiting on the clip to finish rendering.
All right, guys. So I want to actually quickly announce that I know I said it on the chat earlier, but those of you that are listening the VOD on Spotify, YouTube, and all the other platforms that we are actually on, the Reef Podcast officially is going to move from like the nighttime to the early time. We're actually going to be moving to 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. So that way, like, we actually have the rest of the day to actually be with our families, be with like our loved ones. And we figured like, we'll do it early. So thank you, Smugglers, for tuning in today. We greatly appreciate you guys being here. You guys were phenomenal. I mean, I'm glad, like, I'm actually looking forward to this game. It's been amazing to have you here.
Thank you.
And I also wanted to announce that our sports edition that we actually have tomorrow, we're actually going to be on a bye week this week because unfortunately our co-host for that one, ZDP, actually caught a cold. So we actually wish him best wishes. Hopefully, like, he feels better soon. He actually cannot talk right now, and I'm really concerned about him. So definitely, like, keep him in your thoughts. And I want to personally shout out everybody that's been listening to all the podcasts here. We cannot do it without you guys because we are actually close to our goal. So I'm going to mention it right now. When we actually reach 500 followers on Twitch, 500 followers on Kick, and 500 subscribers on YouTube, not only are we going to be doing a huge merch giveaway, but we're also going to be giving game gift cards to people. So that's a way to thank you. So I mean, hey, you could use the Steam gift card to get yourself Book Smugglers if you want to. That would be great.
Yeah.
Support the indie game developers out there. Support all of them out there. But on behalf of the Reef Podcast, I want to say thank you, and I hope we get to see you in the next one. Don't forget that we always have our little end credit scene where we actually show you who our next guest will be. That will be our final podcast of the year when it comes to interview-wise. But after that one, we're actually going to have our farewell, where we actually take you guys questions from the community. Even our Q&A guy here can ask us questions about our podcast. It's basically like where you ask us stuff. You basically see if we can actually get you interviewed on and all the above. So thank you again, everybody. Hope you guys have a great night. Have a good day. Smugglers, I know you guys, it's actually a little late for you over there. So have a good night, and we'll see you all in the next one.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.
As always, today's episode was broadcast live on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. If you couldn't make it to the live segment, feel free to watch it on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and iHeart Radio. Links on the description below. See you next time. As always, today's episode was broadcast live on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. If you couldn't make it to the live segment, feel free to watch it on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and iHeart Radio. Links on the description below. See you next time.